Welcome to the Infinite Evolution Podcast, where you'll receive keys and codes to help you unlock your next level of joy, radiance, health, wealth, intuition, embodiment, and soul purpose. This is a space for lightworkers, healers, spiritual entrepreneurs, and anyone who wants to share their soul gifts with the world. We'll be exploring personal, spiritual, and professional growth and ascension through both the esoteric and magical and the tangible and practical. I'm Casey Aileen Knight, coach, mentor, as well as divine channel and soul gift activator. I founded the Luminous Evolution brand to help you elevate your business and beingness and light up the world. So glad you're here. Let's dive in. It's a journey. I think it's a sacred journey, but it is a journey. Nothing is developed fully formed. I want to talk today about how I have built and sustained a six-figure spiritual business and how I help other people do the same thing. Moving from the single session, modality centered kind of business that either is part-time because it's really hard to get enough clients to actually sustain you, or it's very inconsistent. I have actually been an entrepreneur facilitating transformational journeys for over 11 years now, and I have studied and practiced my ass off. I have made more mistakes than most people have even made attempts. I have spent over $100,000 on my own education when it comes to business, and about the same on my own personal development and my healing and facilitation tools. I have studied with so many of the greatest facilitators who all had, 20, 30 years of experience that they were downloading into my brain. And it has enabled me to be able to teach this stuff to other healers and intuitives who know they're here to make a bigger impact, who know that they're not supposed to be broke healers and intuitives who are struggling to get by. It's possible for us to create an abundant AF, magical AF business doing what we love to do, helping people, holding space, guiding, creating epic, life-changing transformations for people without burning out, without sacrificing, our time or not having enough, like living in survival mode. I want to talk about how that's possible because I think it's a game changer for a lot of people. There is this thing that happens when people go and begin the journey of doing healing work for people or intuitive work, where they set up their business after they've trained in their modality and they offer single sessions. And those are great to get started. They truly are. They're the most fabulous way to start. I did that as a coach, as a teacher, as a Reiki master. I used to do workshops when I was a hula hoop facilitator. I used to do single sessions or what have you of like ecstatic dance journeys. All of that was really great to get my feet wet. But I could not have quit my other job and gone in full time on my business unless I had ways of scaling the business. And scaling is just like making it bigger, which didn't require constantly chasing clients. So I have sustained a six-figure business online for over 6 years. And before that, I was making good money, and both of these are working part-time. But what really like let me have the financial stability was creating not just one-off classes and one-off sessions, but series, retreats, um, things where there was a contracted time where I would be working and doing a lot without needing to consistently fill up my schedule all of the time. And then online, it's been through not just offering single sessions of my work, but offering group programs, classes. I also have things like certifications in my spiritual school that took longer to develop. But I also have long-term sacred journey commitments with my clients where I take them from point A, where they are, to point B, where they want to go through coaching packages that are comprised of single sessions and also support in between those that create the tapestry of the journey where we can actually go deep and we can actually get them the transformation that they desire, meaning that they're going to pay more money to me because they're paying for the result, not just the time, not just the session, not just the modality. I am sick of seeing healers struggle with this and intuitives struggle with this and either, not make the money that they need or be making the money but feeling like they have no time freedom. So the Sacred Journeys model is completely going to revolutionize the way that you do business. When you start talking about the transformation and bringing people through an epic journey. I actually always say to energy healers that I think energy healing is a fabulous tool and it's a fun party trick. But if you do not actually help your clients over time hold and embody this new energy by shifting the identities, by rewiring their brain and their nervous system and getting the support and taking the aligned actions they need, it's not going to stick. And that's why people think that it doesn't work. I think all healers should be coaches who can help people integrate the energy work. I think that without that integration, it's just mystical masturbation. You're not actually getting the payoff. Now, it'll feel good. It'll be like an energy massage or a body massage, right? Where it feels great. It has some benefits, lowering your blood pressure, bringing in that oxytocin bath, enjoying yourself. But if you really want something to change, if you want to create something, if you want to create a new life, a new level, if somebody wants to actually shift their health or their wealth or their relationships, there needs to be more than a one-off solo session. You need the divine union of the energy and the action. And so I have a whole facilitation program where I teach people how to bring other people on transformational journeys. And it's life-changing for not only the facilitators to learn how to scale their business without the burnout, but also for the people that they're going to serve. It really comes down to how can we help people get what they both want and need, right? It's not spending an hour with you. It's walking with you on a journey where you're supporting them in basically, well, you don't have to be everything to everyone, but you need to be able to understand and hold them on all levels and layers, right? Body, mind, heart, soul, and in the action steps. And if you can't, then it's not going to work. We need all of those pieces, those elements to be able to integrate a new level, an achievement, a creation energy. And so we often need to clear things out on each of those levels and also direct consciously whatever we want to happen. Again, body, mind, heart, soul, through the actions that we're taking. So, Sacred Journey is basically leading or guiding your client along an evolutionary pathway. And that could happen in an hour, but like you're not going to get very far along the path. If you are able to support someone over the course of 6 weeks or 6 sections, the results that they're going to get are going to be even better. If it's 12 sessions, even better. Or if you have a program that is running for multiple classes that gives people a chance to practice, or you create a retreat, whether that's a 1 day retreat immersion or something that lasts 5 or 7 days or something in between, taking them out of their normal everyday and into an intensive space like that, transformation can occur. But like, I know you're magical. I'm very magical. I can do a lot in an hour, but I don't think it's, how do we say this? It's not going as far as you can go. right? It's not going as far as you can go if you are just offering single sessions and hoping people are going to renew. So I built my business with one-to-many practices at first, with one-to-many retreats, workshops, classes, because I was doing group facilitation. When I brought my business online and I started doing more one-on-one work as well, I did not sell single sessions. I sold packages. And when I was able to sell the package, you know, I was selling someone the transformation. And by the way, I think of sales as a sacred conversation that ends in a transformation and an invitation to go deeper. So selling is not the icky part. But if you can't get people results, if you feel like you can't promise them results, then it's going to be really hard to sell your stuff. People also don't want to buy your modality. Some will, like some will be like, "Ooh, I'm looking for a Reiki session." But people are usually looking to solve a problem as opposed to just like experience a modality. Um, when we can actually know for sure that we have templates and processes, procedures that will work across the board for your ideal client without a shadow of a doubt, and you know that you'll be able to get them from point A to point B, in a realistic way. Obviously, that's important and that's like your scope. Like, what are you actually doing? You can't promise the moon if you can only deliver, a flight to, let's say, Tahiti. But we have to understand what it is that we are able to do for people and not just be limited that, but like actively expand the scope of what we can do so that we can bring them all the way through what it is that we're here to do. When you can do that, when you know you can take a client from point A to point B, then and you're not limited by an hour, it gets a heck of a lot easier to have those sales conversations and to be like, listen, I know you're here, point A, and you want to be here, point B. How can we get from here to there? Ooh, I have the solution. And I'm not going to sell you the process. I'm not going to sell you the plane ride from point A to point B. What I'm going to do is sell you the transformation at the end of the sacred journey that you're going to take. I'm going to sell you the possibility, and I know I can back it up. I know I can like actually deliver on that, especially when we understand who it is that we're here to serve, who the ideal person is, then we can actually make sales fun and easy because we know what we're doing and we can stand behind the promises. We can get clients when we learn how to do this, but we have to actually learn how to hold that journey energy first. And there are way too many healers and coaches and intuitives out there who actually are bad at the complete journey because they're missing some pieces, because they don't understand how to set up the container properly. They don't understand what the scope of the container is. They don't understand how to bring them from point A to point B with a whole ass human, making sure we're aligning with their humanity and their divinity, clearing and cleaning what needs to be cleared, activating what needs to be activated, shifting the identity, again, supporting body, mind, heart, and soul. All of these things are not intuitive unless you have a client who is exactly like you. And while your clients are often former versions of you, they're not carbon copies. So we need like evidentially proven systems, structures to bring people along that journey so that we can feel comfortable and safe, which makes them feel comfortable and safe and makes it ethical. We're in integrity when we can promise them the results that they're going to get at the end of the journey. Like, this is the key to scaling your business. It is the key to marketing and sales that feel really beautiful instead of icky. It's the key to having the time freedom that you desire and also the money, right? So if we can just let go of that model of only doing single sessions with people, we can actually bring in what it is that we require and they truly require in order to thrive. There's also this thing that happens when you're working beyond a single session and you're speaking to the journey and to the transformation. You can call in a caliber of client who is ready to do the work, right? There is often a limitation with the one-on-one single session model where people are expecting you to just do a reading for them and give them the info, or they're expecting you to heal them. When you're taking someone on a sacred journey, they know they have to walk too. They know they have to carry their own bag, and they're not making you responsible for everything that they do. They know that they're responsible for the results, and you're the guide who is along their side, who's giving them tools, holding a flashlight, saying, "Ooh, you know, we could go this way, or we could go this way. I think this way's faster. Let's go here." You are able to offer and facilitate transformation without taking away their power. In fact, the way that I teach, whether I'm teaching energy work, group work, coaching, it's always to empower the client so that they feel that they can do it themselves, right? We're giving people the tools. We're teaching a man to fish instead of just giving him fish. It is such a different vibe. Now, if someone is starving, give them a fish, obviously, right? Doing crisis care, if that is your role and that is your job and that's what you want to do, go for it. Absolutely. That for many people becomes exhausting, right? We can only do it for so long. That's usually where we start. Helping people that can't help themselves because we were once there too and we want to help them. But when we feel like we're dragging someone through it and we want it more than them or they don't believe that they can, all of that stuff, it's limiting and it's exhausting. It's not very lucrative either. If you're speaking to someone that's in victim consciousness, it's harder to get them to invest in themselves. Or if they do, and they do invest in you, their expectations of you fixing them are so high because they paid you and all of that. There's a lot of ickiness and distortion in that. When you are standing as a sacred transformational journey facilitator who is going to hold space and facilitate the transformation, but is not the one who is fully responsible for all of it, and your clients know that, then they're not making you the one that's in charge of their results. They are, again, co-creating it with you. They are taking their power back, but they're speeding their results up by working with you because they know you've got some shortcuts. They know you've got codes. They know you're here to help. And let me tell you, when you start working with clients like that, it becomes so much lighter. It becomes so much more fun. Honestly, I fall in love with almost all the people that I work with because I'm like, oh my gosh, your soul's amazing. We're here doing the same work, and it's magical. It's so magical to be able to hold space and witness the journey. And again, this stuff isn't fully intuitive. We have to learn how to hold the space safely in a trauma-informed way. We have to learn how to navigate the things that come up in these spaces, whether they're group spaces or, coaching containers and things like that. We have to learn how, and honestly, I learn from other people, they learn from other people. It's faster to not have to reinvent the wheel and make every mistake yourself, right? Our teachers are here to collapse the time for us. And success does leave clues, but also people who are successful want to share that too. That's why you became an intuitive guide or a healer or teacher, right? You wanted to help people because other people helped you and you helped you, and now you want to pass along the magic. It's just this beautiful thing. It's also part of the duplication principle about you leveling up. If you help someone get to where you were, then you can level up. It's one of the ways the world works. And so being in this position is beautiful, right? You don't have to know that much more than someone either to be a sacred guide for them. This is the other beautiful thing. You don't have to be further ahead of them in all ways. You just have to be able to hold the flashlight because you've been there before. You can take people who make more money than you or are older than you or have had more success than you on a sacred journey because you have the tools to hold the space for this other really important part where you're guiding them through a process through an alchemical process and they are not having it done to them by you, but you are literally illuminating for them what the process is. When you can illuminate for them the process itself and you're guiding them through, it's not all on you. You're going to be less exhausted. You're not going to feel that burden of responsibility. You will feel this freedom and you can make more money doing it. You can apply this alchemical template of taking people on a transformational journey from the groups, classes, workshops, retreats, or in expanding your single session one-on-one work into these longer containers where you are guiding people on the frickin' journey. And the end result is that they get what they need from you, yes, but ultimately from themselves, right? It's all about creating the conditions where people can connect with their own truth and understand what is for them. That's what I think the most sacred journey is facilitating that kind of guidance so that people have their power back, so that they can get what they need, not what you think they need. So when I teach people, the business side of the sacred journeys, it's really fun because again, making more money in less time, not burning out. But the impact that you can create for someone when you understand how to structure your containers where people are going on a journey where they're going to get exactly what they need means that you're going to get results for them or they're going to get the results with you, rather, is a better way of saying that it's going to blow them away. They're going to get exactly what they need, and then they're going to tell other people about it. And they're going to give you testimonials that are going to create this really beautiful, elevated experience because now you've got this proof, the social proof that you can do the thing. And then as you build that, as you grow, as you practice, the amount you charge starts to become detached from your hourly rate. And it's really about the transformation that you're providing, right? You can start to weave this into the messaging and the marketing, and the value of what you're doing is based upon how much it's going to cost someone to not go on this journey and stay stuck where they are. Everything gets elevated when you learn how to craft these elevated experiences for your clients one-on-one or in a group fashion. You start making more money, you start having more free time, you start having more confidence, you start being able to focus on your energy first so that you can show up in your brightest and shiniest expression of illumination. It is win, 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 win. And there are arguments that we should make our work very accessible to make sure that everyone has access to it. Now, there are a lot of things that can be said about that, but what I really want to lean into is that when you are abundant, when you have the money flowing, you can create free programs, you can create scholarships, you can donate, you can support in other ways. But you struggling because you are wanting to stay accessible, so you stay in survival mode, means you're never going to have access to the most creative and magical, potent, elevated, authentic version of you. If you're not making enough money in your business, you're in survival mode, now you don't have access to all that higher level stuff, your creativity, your optimal health, your most magical analytical reasoning, your intuition even. So taking healers out of survival mode so that they can be at their best is such a gift. It's such a blessing. And honestly, I will say this till I'm blue in the face, learning how to take your clients on these sacred journeys, whether you come and study in my Transformational Journey Facilitator program, or you study with me in the Evolutionary Alchemy certification, my Oracle certification, it's always the backbone of what we do. The transformational, sacred, alchemical, evolutionary journey that we take our people on allows us to have the transformation for them that we intend. It gives us the time and the space to do that for these beautiful people, right? Feel the spaciousness. Imagine if you had 6 months to work with a client instead of 1 hour. Like, oh my gosh, does your nervous system not relax when you feel that? Do you not feel the spaciousness, the luxurious elevation into the frequency of possibility? I know that you have done a session with a client and you've been frustrated because you're like, oh, yeah, but also this. Oh, and yeah, no, we dealt with that, but then there's also this. And then you're like, okay, well, I hope you rebook with me because then we could deal with XYZ. If you sign people up for the whole journey, and I do teach you how to do that inside my certifications, then um, you have that spaciousness, you have that opportunity, and they will get the results that will actually move them forward and take them from point A to point B. Again, whether it's in their health, whether it's in their wealth, their relationships, you having the skills to actually hold that container for them to evolve and grow and dissolve all the shit that's in the way is like the most beautiful thing that you can do for yourself and for your clients. So I do have another round of the Transformational Journey Facilitator program that will be opening in November of 2025. If this time has not passed and you're not listening from the far-flung future, there is a masterclass where I go into more detail called From Single Sessions to Sacred Journeys, where we're going to go through all of this. There's also an upgrade you can do where we actually bring in that part about the messaging and the transformation that you are here to offer so that you can actually sell these in a way that feels like ethical and in integrity and that you get really excited about, because it's hard to get excited about like scratching the surface with someone. I don't know about you, but I crave depth. I crave mastery. I'm not afraid of the study and practice it takes, right? It does take study and practice. That's why this certification that goes into all of this, including some of the messaging and marketing and the alchemy of how you can bring this into what it is that you're doing and getting the masterminding with me and my coaching to help you bring it into relevance with what you already do. That is a 7-month journey because, yeah, it takes time to build these things in. It's also work in the way that I teach it that can be the most beautiful and also to literally everything. We work with the elemental forces of creation, earth, air, fire, water, and spirit as archetypal concepts for people to understand that we need body, mind, heart, soul, and action in coherence and alignment. But we do work with the magical, the like etheric, like the soul itself, source itself, Gaia, animals and trees and nature beings. But we make that etheric magic very practical and very tangible by weaving it into these very real elements that people can easily understand. So this is perfect for you if you are a light worker or a healer who really knows that they're here to be the change, to guide people on transformation, and you already have a modality or three under your belt, and you want to learn how to weave it all together into a transformational journey that will help people feel better, be better, create what it is that they desire, but always empowering them to bring through the truth for themselves instead of leaving it up to you. So, all of the details are going to be in the show notes. If you have any questions, reach out to me. I am so excited and delighted to be playing with this once more, guiding people through the transformational journey that they get to go on. Because obviously, anytime you embark on a learning journey, you're going to be changed. Your business is going to change, and your entire identity is going to get changed. And you're going to learn more about yourself and how to serve people and how to share this with the world. Like, oh my gosh, it's such a vibe. It's such a gift that I get to share with the world. And it's like echoes the journey that I've been on from starting off as a secret mystic, hidden, working as a waitress, figuring out how I'm going to serve humanity and taking all of these little courses, becoming a doula, becoming a Reiki master, becoming a priestess, becoming a creation coach, a sacred dance facilitator, a professional hula hooper, and then an ecstatic dance facilitator. And then my evolutionary journey brought me into owning all of this magic after over a decade of helping people on the freaking whole journey. I can transmit that knowledge to you and for your clients and give you the tools that you need to make it fun and easier than you ever could have imagined. So, not about the destination, and it is, right? We want to get people where they want to go, but that's an ever evolving journey. It never ends. So just click the links below if you want more information about advancing your evolutionary journey as a intuitive or healer, light leader who's ready to take your business to the next level and just massively scale the impact and the income that you can make without burning out, without making it hard, and having a lot of fun doing it. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you've enjoyed this episode, please make sure to subscribe and share this out to people that need to hear it. Tag us on social media. You can find us at the Luminous Evolution on Instagram. And keep the conversation going by joining my free sacred community, Luminous Evolution, on Facebook, and get a taste of my favorite tools and techniques inside my free Frequency Upgrade Academy. You can also join me inside my membership, mastermind, certification programs, or private coaching to be deeply supported on your evolutionary journey. Make sure to check out the links in the show notes, and cheers to your infinite, luminous evolution.